This resort in particular will reopen November 10th. Well, Alexandra, no snow for us, but maybe sweater weather anytime soon?
You know what? We could try it. I think I'm going to try it on Sunday. Like, we'll get into the 70s, but yeah, I'm going to break out the sweater. I've heard people say they have boots they wanted to try out so far. So yeah, we can at least get into it a little bit, especially for the morning and evening this weekend, because we're 4 days from our first fall cold front. Now we're kind of more 5 days from the cool down itself. But on Friday, the front will be moving in and we'll have a chance for rain. We won't really be feeling the effects just yet, but Saturday and especially Sunday looking really nice. Right now 88 degrees, and we do have some clouds helping to keep temperatures kind of in the middle to upper 80s range at least, and helping out after a really bright sunshiny kind of stretch that we had over the weekend. We are also looking at our winds, still pretty breezy, still pushing up the water for these spots along our coastline in Plaquemine, St. Bernard, and into our North Shore and Mississippi areas, as well as part of Orleans Parish here, of course, off to the east. We are under another minor coastal flood advisory for minor coastal flooding, just the very typical situation when the east winds are sustained and push the waters up, as you know, if you do live around here or are familiar with these kind of areas along the coast. That could continue overnights for the next couple of nights, but by the end of the week we will start to get more northeasterly winds, and that should help to alleviate the situation, I think. We do have a couple of small showers around the Biloxi Marsh areas and also south of Morgan City and Terrebonne Parish. That's about all we're looking for. A couple of stray showers today with a little slightly more disturbed weather than we've had lately. Breezy conditions continuing, warm weather continuing. Our temperatures already upper 80s and highs expected probably pretty close to 90. Here's your hour by hour forecast. Our average high for right now is middle 80s, around 85. So we'll be above that, and actually are already above that. Tonight we expect clear skies. We should have a pretty pleasant evening like we've seen later. North of the lake, temperatures in the 60s, and south in the lower 70s. Still warm with our current temperatures across the eastern 2/3 or so of the nation, but you can see we're hearing about Utah snow. Salt Lake City right now at 57 degrees, and we are expecting this front to eventually move all the way into our area. I'm showing you right now the available moisture in the atmosphere, the blues and purples. That is nice, dry air. And our temperatures will also come down as well. But talking about humidity really quickly, it stays somewhat elevated, even going up a bit by Friday. But Friday is the day that the front is moving in. Humidity drops on Saturday, and look how dry Sunday through Monday and even into Tuesday and Wednesday look. When we talk about the dew point temperatures, that's a measure of humidity. In the summertime, it's way into the 70s. That's that really muggy feel. Lately, we've been mostly in the 60s, so it's kind of humid, but not terrible. We're talking about 40s, though. Very pleasant, very dry kind of feel for most of us as we get into this weekend. Most of us would agree, I think. Here's the weekend forecast. Saturday, maybe only around 80. And then Saturday evening, we'll be seeing temperatures dropping off through the 60s. Lows on Sunday morning south of the lake, about 60 degrees. And north of the lake, we're talking about 50s for Sunday morning. High Sunday only in the 70s. We may have a few clouds around on Saturday, but we'll also likely be seeing skies gradually clear, and then Sunday looks mostly sunny at this point. Now, the thing we need to go with all of this would be some rain to help alleviate drought conditions, but our models are showing at least a little more than they were before, maybe a quarter of an inch. The European model and the GFS model pretty much in line with that. So we could use a little bit of rain, but really we need more than that. That would be mostly Thursday night into Friday. In the tropics, really quickly, just to cover Tropical Storm Philippe, just moving away now from some of these northern Caribbean islands, and models have been really differing a lot with this system, now bringing it a lot closer to Bermuda and having it no longer perhaps reaching hurricane status, eventually bringing some rain to Nova Scotia and Canadian maritime areas that have already gotten some tropical activity earlier in the season. Nothing expected here for us, though. There's your cold front, something to get a little excited about for this weekend.